The war in Ukraine has had a devastating impact on the country, both in terms of human life and infrastructure. Millions of people have been displaced from their homes, and thousands have been killed. The country's economy has also been severely damaged, and its infrastructure has been decimated. Here are some of the specific ways in which Ukraine has been affected by the war. Loss of life. The war has caused a significant loss of life in Ukraine. According to the United Nations, over 5,000 civilians have been killed since the start of the war, and over 12 million people have been displaced. Damage to infrastructure. The war has also caused significant damage to Ukraine's infrastructure. Roads, bridges, hospitals, schools, and other vital infrastructure have been destroyed or damaged. This has made it difficult for people to get around and access essential services. Economic damage. The war has also had a devastating impact on Ukraine's economy. The country's GDP is expected to shrink by 35% in 2022, and inflation is soaring. This has made it difficult for businesses to operate and for people to make ends meet. Food insecurity. The war has also exacerbated food insecurity in Ukraine. The country is a major exporter of wheat and other agricultural products, but the war has disrupted exports. This has led to higher food prices and food shortages in Ukraine and around the world. The war in Ukraine has had a devastating impact on the country's economy. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) estimates that Ukraine's GDP will shrink by 35% in 2022. This is the largest economic contraction in Ukraine's history. The war has had a number of negative consequences for the Ukrainian economy. First, it has led to a sharp decline in economic activity. Businesses have been forced to close or reduce their operations due to the conflict. Second, the war has disrupted exports and imports. This has made it difficult for businesses to get the goods and services they need. Third, the war has caused inflation to soar. This has made it more difficult for people to afford basic necessities. The war in Ukraine has also had a negative impact on the global economy. Energy prices have soared due to the conflict, and there are concerns about a global food crisis. The war has also disrupted supply chains and caused uncertainty about the future. The Ukrainian government is working to mitigate the economic impact of the war. The government has introduced a number of measures to support businesses and individuals. However, the scale of the economic damage is likely to be significant. The war in Ukraine has also had a significant impact on the global economy. Energy prices have soared, and there are concerns about a global food crisis. The war has also disrupted supply chains and caused uncertainty about the future. The war in Ukraine is a humanitarian crisis with far-reaching consequences. The international community must continue to provide support to Ukraine and help to rebuild the country's economy after the war.